Hello, this is Sandeep Thanke welcoming you to Procure Evolve. If you are in project business, you might have heard these terminologies: EPC contract, lump sum turnkey contract, item rate contract, cost plus contract, guaranteed maximum price type of contract. So if you have heard this terminology but you are a bit confused about the differences and the concepts of these contracts, so if you want to have more insight and clarity about this topic, stay tuned with us on this video. So let's start. So first of all, we will try to understand the EPC project business. So let us take an example. Let us assume that there is a building complex of, let us say, 25-story building is to be constructed. Now, in order to construct this building, there is a process. There are basically three main activities to be conducted effectively to make this project of constructing 25-story building a success. What are these steps? So, very first step is to design and engineer the entire building complex. Now, what do we mean by design and engineering? So first of all, architectural design needs to be developed. Then the floor plans needs to be developed. What kind of electrical infrastructure this building complex will have? What kind of safety features this building complex will have? What kind of firefighting system this building will have? What kind of elevator infrastructure this building will have? What kind of drainage system this building complex will have? What kind of horticulture and aesthetic environment this building will be equipped with, so on and so forth. Many parameters which needs technical clarity, and this technical clarity needs to be documented properly. Technical specifications, guaranteed parameters, data sheets, many number of technical deliverables needs to be generated. So this portion where technical design and engineering of the components is carried out is called engineering phase of the project. So now this engineering deliverables will be handed over to the procurement team. Now what do procurement team do? Procurement team analyzes these technical deliverables and conducts a critical analysis of these engineering documents. Now this critical analysis will involve to check whether these documents are complete, whether the technical parameters stated in these documents are good enough for the suppliers or the service providers to offer their products or services. Procurement team will also evaluate these documents to check whether the technical parameters specified in these documents are not favoring any one or very few parties. It should be open technical requirements which many number of players in the market can suffice. Then only procurement can generate the adequate level of competition in the market, which helps them to optimize the cost. So after conducting this analysis of technical deliverables, procurement team will initiate RFX process. Now if you want to know more about the RFX process, we have already made a detailed video on this topic. The link is given in the I button. You can just click this link and know more about the RFX process. So after the RFX process is completed, the procurement team will issue the contracts and the material or services will be acquired. So now when the materials are received at site, now you need to construct certain civil foundations, certain civil structures needs to be constructed. So in order to conduct these activities, you need a construction team who are responsible for managing the entire activities to be conducted at the project site. So this is what is E, engineering, P, procurement, C, construction. So this is what are the three major stages of any project. Now the client or the project developer has two options here. First, the project owner can directly take up this EPC activity. That is, they can have a temporary infrastructure wherein they will form a design and engineering team, they will have a expert project procurement professional team, and they will have a construction and commissioning team. So if the project owner is in the business of constructing the buildings and selling the flats to earn the profit, for them this EPC infrastructure is going to be a temporary infrastructure. However, to develop this infrastructure, there is a huge cost involved. Second thing is, if the project developer company is directly taking up this EPC activity, then they will have to face so many difficulties and challenges. They will have to deal with various technical risks involved in design and engineering. They will have to deal with number of parties, vendors and subcontractors while procuring material and services. They will have to deal with so many subcontractors at site. There also numerous risks are involved. So it's a cumbersome job. So the second option is the project developer appoints an EPC contractor. This EPC contractor takes the entire burden of engineering, procurement and construction for this project. So the biggest advantage of appointing an EPC contractor is the entire risk involved in EP and C activity are transferred to this EPC contractor. Second advantage is the overall project cost can be managed more effectively. The overall timeline of the project can also be managed very effectively by the project owner. Another advantage gained by the project developer by engaging this EPC agency is the EPC agency has a kind of permanent infrastructure to conduct design and engineering activity, conduct the procurement activity, as well as conduct the construction activity at site, because they are in the business of developing EPC projects. So they have set of engineers who are expert in design and engineering field. Similarly for procurement and the construction areas. So the overall risk in the project gets mitigated. Their experience project over project gets best utilized by the project developer. These are some of the major advantages of engaging an EPC agency instead of doing EPC directly by the project developer organization. So now what is EPC contract? Now we can easily understand EPC contract is a contractual agreement between the project developer organization and the EPC contractor, wherein the developer organization will transfer the entire risk of EPC to this EPC contractor. They will also agree a specific price for the completion of the project, and they will also specify and make the contractor responsible to complete this entire project within a specified time limit. So this is what is the EPC contract. Let us say there are 5 packages. First is the construction of building, the second is electrical infrastructure, third is the firefighting systems, fourth is communication infrastructure, and fifth is, let us say, horticulture and aesthetic infrastructure. Now when we award EPC contract, it may so happen that one system out of these 5 is not included in the contract. However, balance 4 systems are awarded to certain contractor. But for these 4 systems, entire E, P and C activities are assigned to the contractor. In that case also, it becomes an EPC contract for the project. Now, there can be a scenario where the owner company does certain works directly. Now let us take example, the architectural work is being taken care by the project development organization directly with some other contractor. So in that case also, this contract awarded to the contractor for 4 subsystems remains the EPC contract. Now EPC contract can have different price models. Now see, when any contract is awarded to any contractor, has certain price structure. Now price structure can differ. The one price structure could be, if the detailed bill of quantity is available with the owner company, then the owner company can request the supplier or the contractor to just provide the rates for individual item in this bill of material, and based on the quoted rates by the contractor, the contract is awarded on itemized rate basis. So this is called BOQ based or item rate based EPC contract. Now there can be another scenario. If the owner opts to award the contract on a lump sum price, to say for constructing and developing this entire project, this X is the amount shall be paid. So this becomes a cap on the contractor within which the entire project should be completed. If there is any extra cost above this X amount, that risk of extra cost is vested with the contractor. So this is what is the concept of a lump sum contract. Now what is turnkey contract? Now the scenario of what we discussed earlier, wherein out of 5 systems, 4 systems were awarded to one contractor, the 5th system was awarded to another contractor, and the architectural work of this entire building was awarded to some other contractor. Now instead of these 3 connections, the owner company wants any one contractor to conduct the entire activities under one umbrella. That is all 5 packages including this architectural work. So the project organization will provide a broad technical specification and will ask the contractor to finish the entire scope of work up to a point where the flat owners can directly come and turn the key to enter and start staying in that flats. So this model of contract is called turnkey contract, where all activities starting from design, engineering, procurement, construction, various statutory requirements and various other aspects, whatever it takes, starting from conceptual stage up to the commissioning, this entire activities are covered under the one contract. That is called turnkey contract. Now turnkey contract again may have different price structure. Turnkey contract at times may have bill of quantity or it may have a lump sum price model. So now when the turnkey contract has the lump sum price model, it is called LSTK, lump sum turnkey project contract. So these are the concept of EPC contract, lump sum contract, turnkey contract and lump sum turnkey contract. Now the disadvantages of lump sum turnkey contract is the project organization has very limited access to the design and engineering activities, quality control activities and the project management aspects, because they are not getting involved in the day-to-day activities. And if the project organization is not having due clarity and they foresee that there might be a scope change, there are very limited avenues to implement major scope changes in the EPC turnkey or lump sum turnkey contracts. So now when the project developer organization has very limited detail about the entire project at the inception stage of the project, and if they want to have various changes to be implemented during the execution phase of the contract, and if they want to have better cost transparency, there is another model of contract which is called cost plus model of the contract. So now in cost plus contract, whatever cost has been incurred by the contractor in procuring material, in designing, in executing work at the site, whatever manpower cost, whatever material cost actually incurred by them will become the base cost, and on this base cost the contractor will agree either a fixed amount or a fixed percentage which the owner organization, the project developer organization will pay to the contractor. So it is called cost plus model of the contracting. So now the disadvantage of cost plus model of the contract is there is a lesser control over the cost, and when the developer organization has liberty to implement various changes, it also results into lesser control on the time schedule as well. So now the third disadvantage is the contractor knows whatever cost we are going to incur, we are going to get a fixed amount on this incurred cost. So they will be less inclined towards optimizing the project cost. So these are some of the main disadvantages of cost plus model of the contracting. So now in order to mitigate this problem, there is another type of a contract which is called guaranteed maximum price contract. So now in guaranteed maximum price of contract, many things are similar to the cost plus model of the contract. However, the major difference is there is a cap of the cost. So if there is no change order, there is no change in the scope, and if there is no change in the statutory requirements, statutory cost, that is taxes, duties or any other thing, and if during the project execution stage the cost goes beyond the predefined, the maximum cost that has been agreed in the contract, that additional cost will be absorbed by the contractor. So now the question arises is, then what is the difference between the lump sum contract and the guaranteed maximum price contract? There is a big difference. In lump sum contract, if the cost increases beyond the lump sum price agreed between the contractor and the project developer, that cost will be borne by the contractor. That is what we have discussed earlier. But now think about the other scenario. When the lump sum contract is awarded to any contractor, contractor will put all out effort to optimize the cost. And if they are saving certain cost, that cost will not come to the project developer organization. It will remain in the pocket of the contractor. But here in the guaranteed maximum price contract, if the overall project price reduces, the benefit either can come to the pocket of the project developer or it can be shared between the contractor and the project developer. So this provides more transparency in the cost, as well as it helps the project development organization to motivate the contractor to innovate, to put the project on fast track, to use the optimum resources to complete the project. So this is what is the brief about the various type of contracts which are used in the large size infrastructure projects. So if you have any specific query or if you need our consultation, we are leaving our contacts in this video or in the description box. You can reach out to us. It will be our pleasure to respond to your queries as soon as possible. So this is Sandeep Thanki signing off. Have a great time. Goodbye.